Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Just me at the moment. Trisha's next door. She says it's a bit early in the morning for her to be coming on camera. She's not got her face on yet. Us guys don't have that problem. Just give me the camera and you take me as I am. I'm here at the moment in the extension area of our bungalow, and well, we haven't filmed for a little while. The reason for that is we've not been here. We've actually been in Australia. Yeah, we were there a couple of years ago, and Trisha was there last year as well because our daughter lives over in Australia. And the big news for us was that she has had a baby and a little boy called Sonny. And we're absolutely overjoyed. As you can imagine, anybody who has become a grandparent, and I'm sure many of you watching us have been in that position and are in that position, there's just absolutely nothing like it in the world. So for 5 weeks we were over in Sydney, and what a time we had. Just a wonderful, wonderful family time. We did have a little bit of time to ourselves too. And for example, we went off wine tasting one day. It was a bit of a blast, I have to say. Trisha had a bit of a sore head after that one, I can tell you. The other thing that we did was we went for a boat cruise on the Sydney Harbour. It was just an afternoon cruise, and Trisha had actually won it as a prize when she was over there last year. So it didn't cost us anything, and so we decided to go for that. Why not? And we had a great time. There was lots to eat on there, and although we've been along the Sydney Harbour before, we've only ever done it on a passenger ferry. This time it was a proper cruise, and it's breathtaking just to go along there, see all the boats in the Sydney Opera House. You get quite up close to it, and it's the same with the Harbour Bridge too. The boat sails right underneath that. So that was a cracking day out for us over in Sydney. It's why there's not been very many videos coming out from us recently because of our trip to Australia. The last video that we did actually was Inchcombe Island. We filmed that in September and posted it in November. It was something at least to keep the channel ticking over while we were away. So I'm going to make this video now. It's very much an update video, starting with our house here. Some of you will have seen the video we did a couple of years ago, moving in for Christmas, and we showed you this whole extension area behind me here and the building of that. Well, to be honest, it's not changed much at all. The kitchen is exactly the same as it was before. Maybe there's a little bit more artwork on the wall behind me, but otherwise everything just kind of looks pretty much the same. The table behind me is new. That's the only thing. We've replaced the table that we had and got that new, bigger one. The big surprise, not a good one, I hasten to add, when we came back to Australia, was the top window here. It's absolutely shattered. When I saw that at first, we walked through the door and I thought it looked like a bird strike because you can see an impact point. It looks like an impact point, and from there it's just completely shattered. It's a double glazed window and it's actually shattered on the inside, not the outside. So it couldn't possibly have been a bird. That's the mystery. You know, we've been away for 5 weeks. Yeah, people have been looking after the house, people have been popping in, etc. But nobody has looked up and actually seen the fact that it's been shattered. So we've been on to the insurance company, and it'll be handled, and we'll obviously get the glazers out to replace it. The insurance company says it's that happens sometimes. They call it a thermal break. That's the clothes drying under these covers there. We're literally just back from Australia for a day, so you know, we're still in a little bit of a guddle. Here's what it looks like outside. Obviously we're well into autumn now, so all the leaves are starting to appear on the ground. And this is what the garden looks like now. We've shown this before, and the garden makeover that we did, the water feature here, it's withstood all the storms that we've had in 2025. The worst one was Storm Amy, but that water feature has not moved, so I've been really pleased with that. You can see the window there on the outside. The sun's shining on it, so it might not be picking it up, but yeah, it's not broken on the outside, but shattered on the inside. Here's the garden at the side of the house, and coming around, that's the back garden there. Grass is looking a bit shabby. It really needs another cut, which I'll probably take care of. It has been growing really, really patchy in places like that. Green clumps. I don't know why it does that. And there's a few kind of dead patches there. It looks like Kira has weed there. It's not Kira's weed at all. It's actually, well, it's a selective weed killer that I put down. There was some weeds coming through the grass. Selective weed killer. It's supposed to kill the weeds and not the grass. Well, mine killed the weeds and the grass. So maybe I got the mix wrong. Anyway, let's head out through the gate here. This is that piece of land that we bought on the other side of the fence, and I'll give you an update from over there. Right, through the gate. That's our wood store, by the way, and we've already started using it for this winter. Right, through the gate. Right, here's what we've got through here. A very quick sweep around, just to give you the idea. And where we've put the logs around, that's the sort of boundary of this piece of land that we've got. Down here, just a bag of wood chippings, a wood that I've chipped up, and there's some buddleia cuttings here. I took these as hardwood cuttings, and they've all taken. Now I've come around to the other side of the plot to give you a better view of the path that I've created all the way around the plot. Now there's a whole pile of logs here. I had to shift a lot of these because you couldn't get round here. Now you can. It's all nice and clear. And right the way around here too. So I'll be able to get round here and do the hedge when it's grown up. It does mean that I need to strim this pathway and just keep all the weeds and grasses down, and that's just another job for me to do. So it goes all the way around here and down the other side, and it's a strimmer that I use for that. The Americans would call that a whippersnapper, I think, or certainly the Australians do. I need to take care of this. And then that's down, the neighbour's fence goes right down to the end there, and I take care of that for her just to keep it tidy. This is the buddleia that I took the cuttings from. It's just self-seeded there. It's quite big and it's quite pretty when it's out. The trees that I planted at the start of this year are all doing well. 3 silver birches. There's 1 standard and there's 2 that are multi-stemmed. They've all done pretty well this year. They've lost their leaves now, but that's them into dormancy and they'll come back next year. And I've also planted a buddleia here as well. This is one that one of the neighbours was throwing out. It's doing well. There's also a conifer, which also one of the neighbours was throwing out, and I grabbed that. It's doing well. There's an outside wood store here as well. That's been well stocked up, and that'll be wood for next winter, actually. During the summer, I decided that I was going to start rotting down some of the large tree stumps. I say start because it's going to take a long time, probably a few years, but I'm in no hurry with these particular stumps. So what I did was I've drilled holes in them, quite deep holes in them, and I've piled soil up around them to make sure that they don't dry out. A little bit of soil on the top, and I've just been pouring liquids down into the holes, water mostly, but also some recycled lager, to actually kickstart the process of the decay. And hopefully in a couple of years, these stumps will be toast. They'll be gone. There is, however, one stump that I'm not going to rot down because it's in a place in this plot where we're planning on having it just for sitting out and maybe having a fire pit and enjoying the evenings. And this stump is just right in the way, so it had to go. Now, I did try previously to burn it out, and without much success. That was last year. This year, we're going to make a proper job of it. I've drilled holes quite deep into it, taken the top off with a chainsaw, and I've been just drying it out. So in the summer days that we've had, it's been exposed to trying to get it dry out, and then when the rain comes, the tarp goes over the top of it to keep it dry. I've also been putting some paraffin in there. If you're in America, that's kerosene. So it's taken a bit of paraffin, and I'm just going to use charcoal and hopefully burn it out. That stump is definitely toast, and it's going to be gone before the end of this video. Mark my words. Well, that's the neighbour's cat arrived. It's maybe a good job that Kira's not here. She would have been chasing it away. Talking about Kira, we've not seen her for 5 weeks. We've been away in Australia, and a good friend of ours has kindly been looking after Kira, so we can't wait to go and get her. We're really looking forward to it, and especially seeing her reaction when she sees us for the first time after not seeing us for 5 weeks.
Hello, you. Hello, you. Hello, you. Hello, you. Hello, you. Oh, no, no. Oh, no. I see. I see. Oh, my goodness. I see. I see. I see. I see. Oh. There's that.
Hi, baby. Hi. Hi.
Oh, dear.
It's great to have Kira back. We've both missed her so much, we really have, and we're lucky to have such a good friend looking after her for those 5 weeks that we were away. Really, really lucky. Even though I trashed the place when we were up there, did you see the pot breakage? Oops, so that's something that I will need to replace. Anyway, we're out for a little walk now. We've been playing some ball, and Kira loves it, of course. And being autumn now, she also loves rolling about in the leaves. And yeah, there's lots of pine needles here, lots of different types of leaves, and I think a lot of them have ended up in her fur. She's looking like she's had a lot of fun, and I don't care if she's in a little bit of a mess. She enjoys it, and she is going to get a bath tonight. We're heading away in the van for 4 nights. We're really looking forward to it. We've not been away for a while. So we've had the van on charge overnight. We've got an outside socket and we're able to charge the van up. It means that both batteries, the leisure battery and the vehicle battery, get a little bit of a boost, and the van can get heated up as well, so it'll be nice and toasty for us leaving.
You all ready to head off to Brownhouse to get our habitation check done and service on the van?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
This will be our last one with them because we got 2 free, remember, when we bought the van. So a bit far to go, so I think we'll maybe see if we can get something organised nearer home. And then we're getting a modification done in the van, and after that we'll be going to a wee pub stopover. And according to the lady, there is a quiz night, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I'm going to be very good at quizzes, but maybe there's somebody needs something. And then we'll also see if we can stop somewhere else for one more night and come home.
Oh, listen to that lovely first time. Right, let's hit the road. 5 hours later, and we're at Brownhills in Newark, and we head inside to check in and have a look at some vans. Any of these vans taking your fancy then?
Oh, I don't know. Need to have a wee look inside them. I think that's the thing I like coming to a showroom for, is to have a wee nosy in them. But they've got loads of vans so you can have a look at.
There's about 250 vans here, you know that?
Is there? Oh, there must. Oh, I suppose including the outside bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is, Kira's not allowed in them.
Are you still happy with your Swift Carrera, or is there anything that you think that would be better for us?
I still like my Swift Carrera. The only thing would be if we were wanting to improve on that, we would have to go up a size in van to get the bed that we wanted, because we would have to go up to 6.36 or 6.5. Can't see us doing that.
Actually, the new version of our van, the Swift Carrera, is over here. Why don't we have a quick look at this? Right, on you go and have a look. I'll stay here with Kira.
Okay, so this is the Swift Carrera 184?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's longer than ours, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the longer version. Yeah, this is a longer wheelbase than theirs. I think the front seat converts into a double bed, whereas theirs is just a wee single bed. But the back seats, the bed is still the same size as ours, so we wouldn't gain anything.
Although it's quite nice to have a wee look around the vans, you know, there comes a time where you have to say, well, look, I'm going to stick with what I've got. You know, we've got the Swift Carrera 144 and we absolutely love it. And so is there really any point in having a look at some of these vans? Well, just for a wee nosy, really, more than anything else. But we would lose too much money, I think, going for a trade-in, and that's why I think we're going to stick with what we've got. 150 grand for this Rapido. All right, 149,995. You get £5 change. How the other half live. Not for us though. Wouldn't want to be in something that big. That was quite good, having a wee look around the vans. We're just going to take Kira for a walk now and kill some time until it's a little bit later. Then we'll come back and we'll pick up the van and see how it got on with that habitation check. That's the habitation check done, and we got a clean bill of health, which is good news. It took us right up until 5 o'clock, but there was a fire evacuation during the day. Tomorrow we're heading off to Rhino Installs to get a little bit more work done on the van. It's the next day and it's chucking it down on the M6 on our 2.5 hour drive to Rhino Installs. So the windscreen wipers are going hell for leather as we battle through the rain heading north to Preston for our appointment to get a new appliance fitted to the van. I'm pleased to say the rain has went off, but it's still really chilly. We're here at Rhino Installs to get a Max Air fan fitted. We talked about it when we were away in Portugal last year, because those hot days that you get, we were really struggling with the heat. We didn't want to go down the air conditioning route because we don't want to be on electric hookup all the time. So we've went for the Max Air fan, and that's what the guys are fitting for us now. It's chilly, but I'm glad to say that since the last time we were here, they've now got an extra unit at Rhino Installs, and they're using that for all the people that come along to get work done. We've now got someplace where we can go sit and have a coffee, and it's lovely and warm. And that's where I'm going back to now. The work at Rhino Installs takes 3 hours, so we're going to wait until morning to show you the new fan, because the light's fading and we want to get to a country pub for a park-up. It's another good hour's drive away, and it's well and truly dark by the time that we get close by. And I know it's stating the obvious, but the thing about country pubs is you need to drive the country roads to get there. We always dread driving single-track roads in the campervan for fear of meeting something coming the other way, especially when passing places are pretty few and far between. But at least in the dark you can see the lights coming in the distance, and that gives you a little bit of a warning. As we feared, we do meet a car coming the other way, but it kindly reverses back for us. Don't worry though, our turn will come, and by the time we arrive at the Dalton Arms in Glasson Dock and get the screen covers on and the bed made up, we head inside and we have got a tale to tell. There was a wee bit of drama on the road on the way here, was it not?
A wee bit of drama? Nothing to me for driving, eh? Reversing back all that way. And you were at you eventually, you got out when we got near to possibly somewhere to turn, and I couldn't see you because you were dressed in dark. All I heard was, "Stop!"
Well, I was doing my best to direct you. I mean, I didn't know that you couldn't see me very well, so I was shouting, and all I could see was the lights in my eyes coming towards me, and it was a huge tractor, and it swung around the corner. Thankfully, you'd managed to just pull in as far as you could to the right, and then the tractor, it went by, and there was a whole string of vehicles behind it. I think there was another, a smaller tractor, or there was a van or something like that, but there was about 3 vehicles, so they managed to get past, and then there was cars coming the other way. But yeah, nothing like a bit of drama, eh? For the rest of the evening, we relax and enjoy the warm and welcoming atmosphere in the Dalton Arms. Tricia has the fish and chips, while I have a steak, and we meet 2 of the locals. There's Indy the dog, the owners say it's okay to give her some treats, and Jones the cat, who was just more than a bit curious about the camera. Then we head back to the van for a good night's sleep. In the morning we start packing up, and it's my job to get the screens off the van. I find that it's easiest to fold them up in situ on the front windscreen. And then Tricia can come over and give me a hand to put them away into the bag.
We got the Max Air fan fitted at Rhino Installs. Overnight, we didn't get a chance to use it, a bit cold at night. You get a remote with it. We decided to go for that one. You can have an option not to, but we did. And on the remote, you can see, you can switch the fan on, you can vary the fan speeds, and you can open up the vent, and you can reverse so it can suck air out, and it can pull air back in. So it's really good.
It's absolutely chucking it. The plan was we were going to have another day out and do a wild camp somewhere, but I don't think we'll be doing that in this weather.
No, we checked the weather all over. It has got rain, and it's not ideal when you've got Kira. If it was
No.
just ourselves, it wouldn't be so bad. We could park up, have a glass of wine, a whiskey, whatever.
Yeah.
But not with Kira.
No, it's not really fair on her. Anyway, I've checked the weather up north where we stay in Livingston. It's a lot better. So we're going to go home, and I've got a date with a stump. We're back home and out in the plot today because it's stump burning day. And the first thing I need to do is just to move this burnie bin into position on a level slab that I've positioned quite close to the stump. And then next up, just to get this burnie bin really going, I'm going to kick-start it with a bag of lumpwood charcoal. It's one of these little bags that you just light. And the plan is to light this and let it burn down into all this old wood that I have here, and then let it burn down a bit. And then once it's really going, I'll start piling some charcoal in here, because the plan is once this is really burning away, then I'll tip it onto the stump and kickstart that. So that's the plan. So if it does what it's supposed to do, light with a single match or a lighter, it'll burn down and we're on our way. While the burnie bin gets going, we'll get the stump ready. So I'll get the tarp off first of all. These logs are frozen. The stump should be nice and dry. Next, I think I'll get another couple of these stumps, pile them into the side to keep the charcoal in. A couple of these should do the job. Maybe that one. Oh. This one. What else have we got? This one. Now I'll get these logs into position. I'll put some gloves on. My hands are freezing handling these frozen logs and stumps. But yeah, that's the idea. Position these around. Of course they'll burn. But it gives me all these little nooks and crannies to put the charcoal into. That's looking not bad. And one more around this side. That should do it. Now the other thing I was going to do was pour a little bit more paraffin into the holes. So I'll do that now. Right, here we go. I've been doing this periodically throughout the year, in the summer really, when the stump was nice and dry, just to get it soaked in. This stump has got no chance whatsoever. You're toast, pal, you're coming out. So much for a single light on this bag. It's taken too long, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a hand with a few fire lighters. Get these in there. Hopefully that'll get it going a bit faster. Speed the process up a little bit. I've not got all day. It's coming up to 2 o'clock And there's only a few more hours of light, so most of this burn is going to be in the dark. Well, at last the burnie bin is finally going. It's roaring away. And I thought in the meantime, I might start a little fire on the top of the stump and pile some charcoal up. So I'm going to use a few of these fire lighters again, which is easier said than done in this cold wind that we've got at the moment. Just to try and get them going. Try it down here. Less wind. There's one in. Come on, you know you want to burn. It's your sole purpose in life is to burn. If I can get a few of them burning here, then I can get a stick and just spread them out a little bit. Come on, in you go. Oh. I can't believe I'm having a conversation with fire lighting cubes. Right, now we're going, and the paraffin started to take too. I'm just going to spread these out a little bit. And I can start putting some charcoal on. Not too much, I don't want to smother it. I think I can start feeding the burnie bin with some charcoal as well now. Oh, in with it. I think I just need to let the burnie bin do its thing now, because I'm going to be adding more and more charcoal to this. And when it's all full and burning away, it'll then be time to tip it onto the stump. I've got plenty of these cheap charcoal briquettes. They were selling them off at the end of the season. So I haven't spent a huge amount of money on this. And I've also got a whole load of rotten old wood. Not good enough for me to be burning inside. Stuff that I've just collected from around about this plot. Little offcuts from when I've been chopping up some of the trees. So this will be going on too. I've been at this for a couple of hours now. This is ready to go in. I thought I had two of these gloves, fire safety gloves, but I've only got one, so I'll do my best. Don't try this at home, children. Oh. I better get some on the other side. Oh. Just need to give it a little prod around, make sure the charcoal is exactly where I want it to be in all the wee nooks and crannies. Some more charcoal, I think. Don't need to be so particular now. Right, I've got 2 more bags of charcoal to put on, and I've got all that old rotting wood to go on too. That's going to take me into the wee small hours, that's for sure. The light's starting to fade now. But the fire's doing really, really well. All the charcoal is burning away. It's nice and hot. So I'm going to start putting on some of that rubbishy wood that I've got. It's very damp, so it might smoke a bit. So I'll just watch how much I put on. And maybe just a wee bit more charcoal, just for good measure, you understand. There's still quite a lot of wood to go on, so I make a start bringing it over slowly, just a bit at a time, and throwing it onto the fire. As the light fades, our son shows up to give me a hand throwing the rest of the wood on, and it's great to spend some time together with the ambience of the fire. Might as well get the last of the charcoal on. About a third or a quarter of a bag or so. Meanwhile inside, Trisha and Kira are relaxing in front of their own wee fire. It's nice and cosy in here, and they've both fallen fast asleep. As for me, I'm in for a late one. Next day, and goodness, that sun's bright. We've had a fair old bit of rain overnight, so everything's wet, and it's time to see how the stump burn got on. I've got the leaf blower so that I can have a closer look. Just as I thought, it's still burning away quite fiercely, so I'll give it a couple of days and check again. That's another 2 days have passed, and I've got a slight feeling of deja vu coming out here. Come on, Kira. Just to check on the stump. We've had a few days of really heavy rain, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be out. But once again, I've got the leaf blower just to check. Kira's looking very beautiful. She's had her hair cut, haven't you, my lovely? Put it on full blast. The stump is definitely out. There's just a little bit of a high spot in the middle, so I'll probably take that off with the chainsaw, and then it's a case of levelling the ground. So I've got some stones lying about. There's a pile of smaller stones, and there's a pile of larger ones as well, a bit of rubble that's been dug up. There's also a few bags of sand. I can use them to fill in the hole. And I've also got some topsoil there. I'd prefer to keep that if I can, but we'll see how I get on. I persevere with the chainsaw for a few minutes, but it just doesn't seem to be cutting it. So I head into the garage to try sharpening the chain to see if this will make any difference. Take two, and unfortunately it's not much better. So I'm going to have to come up with a plan B, because this chainsaw, despite the sharpened chain, it's just not cutting it at all. That That chain is just not cutting it at all. I'm going to have to switch to plan B and get the old axe out. A quick sharpen with the angle grinder on both sides of the axe, and I'm ready to go. Okay, sharpened axe, we'll give this a try. This stump is not going to beat me. On this side, the wood seems to be chopping away quite nicely, but the problem I've got is the wood is very, very wet, and that makes it very difficult for the axe. I move round and try it from a different angle. It's hard going, but I seem to be getting there. I need to have a rest. Take 10 minutes. It's hard work. It's probably cleared maybe about 2/3 of it. There's just one stubborn bit that's to go. But there's only going to be one winner out of this, and that's going to be me. I decide to have a go with the large log splitting axe, just to see if I can get a few vertical cuts. Then it's back to the small axe again to see if I can finish the job. Making these vertical cuts with the log splitting axe has definitely helped. I just need to keep chipping away at this and I'll get there. It was about now that I was wishing I'd hired a stump grinder, but to be honest it just wasn't cost effective for me to do that, not with just this one stump that I wanted to remove. That was really, really hard work. I just got a little bit of renewed enthusiasm towards the end. There was that little bit sticking up and I was determined to get it. Now there is one other little high spot, but I think it might be below ground level. This little bit here, I might try and take a little shaving off of that. That came out an awful lot easier than I thought it was going to. Pleased about that. I can move on now with the ground levelling. It's actually the next day. I had to stop. My back was just giving me something terrible. So anyway, 24 hours later, I'm feeling a lot better and I'm raring to go to get this ground levelled. Unfortunately for me, the ground is a bit frozen, so I might need to pick away at it a little bit to loosen it off. But I've got all the tools here that I'm going to need. So one last push. Maybe we'll even get a fire pit. That's me, I'm done in. My back definitely needs a rest again, but I'm going to get Trisha out. We'll get the fire pit out and a couple of chairs, maybe even a glass of wine. I'll see what she thinks.
Wow.
Oh, here she comes. You got your puffer on for?
Oh, it's cold.
Freezing. And your sunglasses?
Well, the sun was in my eyes.
Well, I do insist on facing the sun when we're filming.
You do, you do.
What do you think?
It's amazing.
Aye, you happy with that?
Yeah,
Nice wee spot for a fire pit now, isn't it?
it is.
I'll tell you, it was a heck of a lot of work.
Ooh.
Anyway, sit yourself down and get a warm in front of the fire, Grandma.
Grandma.
How do you feel being a grandma?
Still too young.
Still too young. Well, so am I. Still too young as well, but it's something that we've got to get used to, isn't it? And it's a
Yeah.
fantastic feeling,
Yeah.
having a grandchild. The thing is, we now need to factor in going to Australia.
We do. We do. And we
Eh?
need to factor in if they're coming to us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we've never budgeted for, but I wouldn't change it for anything, would you?
No, I wouldn't change it for anything.
I think it just means that for the forthcoming year, I don't think we'll be going over to Europe this year.
No, it's very expensive to go to Europe. I
Well,
think
especially if we're going to be going back to Australia.
yeah, I think it's more the cost of the diesel when you go away.
Yeah,
Because you can get free park ups, but it's the cost of diesel.
yeah. And what do you think about the new addition to the van? You quite happy with everything?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously it's too cold to know,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it'll work well
We'll get
in
a
the
chance
summer.
to test that in the summer. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll get another cracking summer, won't we?
Yeah. Well, we're going to do the UK, aren't we? Look at
We
the
are.
UK. Yeah.
We don't really know where we're going to
Nope.
do. Yeah, we haven't really thought that far ahead, but it will be in the UK somewhere,
Yeah,
won't it?
it will be. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think this video has ran on far too long. far too long. If you liked it, folks, as usual, just ask you to give us a thumbs up and maybe share it with your friends and hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
All the usual good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.